Good morning. This is Penny, keeping it real. Got my sweater on that I got out of the box yesterday that I had bought from eBay. I'm home for just a moment. We are on vacation this week, but I came home for just a moment to feed up the animals. And I have an appointment this morning with my rheumatologist. They're trying to do tests for me for fibromyalgia to see if, because I hurt when you touch me. And so they're going to try to do a test today. They know that I have arthritis. So today is going to be a sonogram. I'm not quite sure what it entails. Someone said that it's going to be on my hands and feet, and they could tell from that if I have fibromyalgia. But I've had a disc replaced in my neck, and I've had a partial knee replacement last August, and I got arthritis in my hands and feet. I know this isn't about reselling, but I'm sure many of you out there suffer from chronic pain every single day. And it's hard. It's debilitating. It's very depressing to hurt all the time. But I want you to know that you can push past that pain and still become have an amazing life. I want to encourage you today, no matter what your problem with your body is, whether it be your heart, your kidneys, diabetes, cancer, anything. Live life to the fullest every single day. I refuse to lay down and let arthritis take over my life. I am in charge of my choices every day. I'm in charge of what I choose to do, or if I choose to just lay down and say, okay, this is my life. I'm done. I'm disabled. But I have made a conscious decision to continue life because I have too many children that need me, too many grandbabies, new grandbabies coming. And I refuse. I just totally refuse to let pain stop me from doing my eBay store, my Poshmark store, my paparazzi. I refuse to let pain stop me. There was a time when my back was so bad that I could barely walk through the house. And I laid in bed and just hardly did anything. And I would go couponing because I love to coupon. And I would literally have to sit there and shift back and forth because my spine, my lower spine, was so eat up with arthritis. This is the story I was telling you about that I said I would elaborate on later. Well, I was in therapy and they were pulling me apart in this machine that I was in, pulling my lower back apart, trying to give me some relief, trying to take some of the pressure off. And then throughout the day, I had to sit down. I couldn't sit down no more than 15 minutes. I had to stand up, then I could sit down 15 minutes, and it was just controlling my whole life. And I could barely walk. And it was like if I went to yard sales and I was at a church yard sale, I would ask them, could you please just stop and pray for me right now? And I remember laying on the floor on my back and just looking up to the Lord and saying, if this is my life, if this is the quality of life that I'm going to have, then Lord, just take me home. Just choose for this to be my life. And I hurt so bad. It was so bad. And I was like, Lord, I want you to heal me. But if you choose not to, I understand that. But it was just, the pain was so excruciating that it was almost unbearable, is why I had said that. And so there was a conference coming, Reinhard Bonnke, you can look it up. He was doing a big crusade in Africa, and he had come to Orlando, Florida. And I'm an hour and a half from Orlando. And so a local church was going, and it was $10 to go, for the bus ride there and all. So an aunt of mine that lived beside me, she said, I'm going to pay your $10 and I want you to go. And I said, yeah, but that hour and a half ride from here to there, that sounds almost impossible with the pain that I would just cry. And the surgeon that I was going to, that did my first knee surgery, I had 2 meniscal tears. So the first meniscal tear, this surgeon had done it. So I was going to him for my back. He was giving me epidural shots in my lower back. And his words were this: your spine in the back is so black, it's so rotted, that there's no hope and no help for you. He said, looked at me and he said, can you put treads back on a tire? And I said, no, sir. He said, well, there's no hope for the bottom of your back. It's disintegrated. So I went on this conference, and, you know, I'm a Christian. I'm actually a minister, and I was skeptical. I was skeptical, so skeptical. I had never received a healing of that magnitude in my life. So we went to the conference. It was a huge building, and the seats were like this. Like if I sat here, the next person was here and here and here. Like if you could look straight down and see the bottom. And I was so desperate for a healing that night. And they were doing, this one guy stopped and he said, you know, there's someone out here with this and the Lord's going to heal you. And there's someone out here with this and the Lord's going to heal you. And all of a sudden he said, there's someone here with a spirit of infirmity. Well, I had already felt in my spirit that that's what I had, was a spirit of infirmity, which is just sickness in your body. And so I raised my hands and I said, Lord, please heal me tonight. Please, God, heal me. I was so desperate, so desperate. And so everybody started standing up and giving their testimonies. And, you know, oh, you know, my eye, I couldn't see. My eyes have come back. I had this tumor. It fell off. It was just different. Miracles after miracles after miracles. And people were going forward. And it was way down the bottom to go down there to testify. And I was thinking, gosh, you know, I wish I could go down there and say that I was healed. But I was skeptical. I'm like, you know, God didn't heal me. I wasn't healed. And everybody that was down there, you know, it was like really miraculous things. So as I walked out with a pastor, and I looked at him and I said, I'm really skeptical that all these people really received a healing. And he said, you know, sometimes it is hard to believe. So I went home that night the same. I cried all the way home in pain on the bus. Everybody was asleep. It was late and I was crying because I was in so much pain. I was standing up every 15 minutes and sitting down every 15 minutes. And we got home and, you know, I didn't tell my husband anything. My son did give his heart and life to the Lord in that conference. I was telling my husband about that. Well, the next day I was having a yard sale. And I knew my husband was going to have to put out the tables and help me pull out the clothes. But, you know, I needed to get rid of some stuff. I needed the money. So we had a yard sale. And I woke up, and I will not sit here and lie to you. I had no pain in my back. No pain. I took off running down the road. I went to my aunt that paid the $10, knocked on her door, and I said, God has healed me. I said, there's no pain. I pulled my own tables out, put my own tables up. It was just miraculous. And yes, I'm hurting in my back now, but they're saying that's coming from my hips. My lower spine right here has not hurt me since that night. And that is the truth. God is in the miracle working business. And I'm still believing him to completely heal me, the rest of my body. And I'm praying that he'll heal the arthritis and restore what it has destroyed. But I am standing here before you. I am not lying to you. I had such a miraculous healing that night. I got on Facebook and I started typing, I was healed. And then this skeptical thing came back in my head, you know, and it was saying, what if you're not healed? What if you go put that on there and then tomorrow your back starts hurting again? And I went ahead and put it, and I thought, oh, that's going to be so hard to go back and say, I wasn't healed. But I went ahead and put it on there, and the next day, no pain, no pain, no pain, no pain. And that's probably been 3 years ago. So I know that I still hurt. I know that God has a purpose. I'm still believing for a complete healing. Have I got that desperate again yet? I don't think I have. I think I need to get desperate again. But I am here. This is not about reselling, which I guess it is, because I would not be doing what I do if it wasn't for the Lord healing my lower back. And let me tell you, if you don't believe me, I just had an x-ray. The rheumatologist did an x-ray on my back. And he said, this is his exact words. He said, your back looks good to me. He said, I don't see anything out of the ordinary on your back. Now, my still hurt in my neck. My neck still has 2 bulging discs. They only fixed 1. But he said, your back looks good. And I was told that my lower back right here, where it's supposed to curve, it's trying to grow straight. And that's the only thing And that's from posture. I got to start working on my posture. But I am here to tell you that God still heals. And if you're watching this today, please have faith and believe and get desperate for your healing. And I just want you to know that I love you, and I love all of God's children, and I want to see you healed as I was healed. I want to see you live a life of abundance and life without pain. And I still give God the praise for my knee replacement, because I was in so much pain I could barely walk. Even though it took a medical miracle, I thank God every single day that knee replacement worked, every single day. And so this is Penny keeping it real. And this may not be a video you were expecting to see today, but I have many stories to share with you. And I'm hoping that you will allow me to do that. I'm sure there's going to be naysayers who are going to say, oh, we are watching you to watch you unopen boxes. But I'm hoping that I unopened a box today of hope for you, and unopened a box of faith for you, because hope is the most important thing in the world. Without hope, you have nothing, really. You've got to know, and you've got to believe, and you've got to hope for a better tomorrow and a great today. Subscribe, like, and share. Please share this video on your Facebook group, in your prayer group. Share this anywhere that you can. And let's get the word out that Jehovah, I don't know why that's just all I can say. I can say Jehovah Nisi. I'm just telling you, Yahweh heals. God still heals. And this is Penny keeping it real.